Ladies and gentlemen, hi YouTube, how are you doing? I hope you're practicing that self-care. Welcome on in. Hey, we're about to get started with Vinland Saga Season 2. We'll be doing this almost every Friday. You know, we'll start off with doing this one, and then summertime rendering. By the time this is out, we will be doing summertime rendering along with it. We might do 1 or 2 episodes of Vinland, 1 episode of summertime, or vice versa. It depends on the mood that I'm in and the mood that Chad is in. I am thrilled. It's been a hot minute. I mean, we finished season 1, which is already a hell of a start, and we're jumping straight into this. And I have a lot of questions. I'm curious as to where this is going to explore. In case you're new, and in case you randomly stumbled in because you love season 2, my name is Ed. I'm a psychologist. I tend to analyze video games, anime, and everything in between. And I am not a wizard. My main job is not to go ahead and predict anything. It is to go ahead and analyze the environment, the characters, everything in between. And these videos can get stupidly fucking long. I'm just being straight up about it. We will stop, we will talk, we will analyze, and we will continue. That's the whole point of this. It's not about emoji reacting. It's not about, like, you know, watching the whole thing, then trying to comment on it. It's about seeing things as they are, as they're being presented. As though this was a person that was telling you their narrative right in front of you, and you're having a session with them. Now, ladies and gentlemen, with that being said, I want to go ahead and state that this is not any form of therapy for anyone or anything in between. This is just an analysis. If you do find yourself relating to any of the themes, any of the conversations that we're talking about in a much deeper and intricate level, please do seek out help. There are mental health providers anywhere around you, you know, with sliding scale fees and 101 other things. And join our Discord. We have a very, very friendly Discord. They're very fucking amazing individuals, everyone that you see in here. Also, I guess last little bit, if you like it, hit that like button, comment, subscribe. It helps me out a ton. It helps out the videos a ton because they're probably all videos on YouTube are unmonetized, so it means the world. With that being said, let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. I don't know what else to say. Let's go. Man. New intro? Hold on. New intro? Holy fuck. They came with fucking fire. Holy fuck, ladies and gentlemen. This isn't even just like a regular opening. They just came with the fucking banger of an opening here. Hold on. There's a lot to actually talk about in this opening. I'm going to go ahead and mute it real quick, and then we'll get the subs up. Right. We'll go off of the imagery first, right? Which is what I find fucking amazing and beautiful from this, right? So number one is the whole, we're in the ocean, a fire literally burning up, right? That is able to go and encompass this ocean that's deep, dark, vast blue off of all of this. What I find interesting is oftentimes this is like the way a lot of individuals, even through metaphor and psychoanalysis, would describe their own journeys, right? Their own journeys to try and find passion, to try and find themselves when they're lost at sea. And something that I find like just spectacular out of all of this, and it makes me wonder a little bit more about what's going on here, is for Thorfinn. I know this is like a grand tale of things, but is this essentially a symbolism to him hanging up his, like, you know, the way that he would fight, the way that he wants to go ahead and find peace? Maybe is it him trying to go ahead and not die from coughing the way I'm doing. Um, is it maybe just a symbolism for himself trying to find yourself, for trying to find what home is? And this is even like a question for you guys, which is what, like, for example, and I know I've asked this before, but what does home look like for you? Like, if you were to envision yourself in paradise here on Earth, what would that be like for you? And this is a question that I've actually had for Thorfinn since season one. Um, so going through this, look, it's interesting that we're using water to symbolize all of this, and I'm guessing that this is him. But I'm wondering, has this water, has this tide, has this whatever swallowed up our man? Has it completely swallowed up our man? In that, like, is he still the same person, or is he essentially a shell of who he used to be? Is he just like an individual that's left to his own inner desires, to his own inner, like, primal emotions, rather well said, than anything else? Because most people, when they're really, really hurt, as we've seen in season one, after a while in healing, what do they become, ladies and gentlemen? They often become quite responsive in terms of, like, them, like, number one, they take, like, the whole, I'm trying to go ahead and, like, work through myself, work through my issues, whatever. I'll keep my head down, I'll do what needs to be done. But when someone pushes on them, like, they come out, like the full dog comes out. And I'm kind of curious, it's like, has he taken, is this him taking that time to self-reflect and grow, or is this him trying to go ahead and keep a lot of his inner feelings at bay? Yeah, who let the dog out? So that's a big highlight moment through this. And all of this looks peaceful and serene, but it makes me wonder what is coming from this, just from this opening. Is he gonna? Ooh. Has he taken on the? Has he adapted into another role? Like, visually speaking, even the clothes that he's wearing and whatnot, has he adapted into another role? And if so, where has his warrior spirit gone? Does he not, like, if that represents the fire in his heart to search for something, to do something? I wonder if this is a reflectionary method inside of his own head, right? Which is like a character coming in and saying, like, I feel like, like, I was here and now I'm here and I have this fire to do certain things. And even through that, it makes me wonder. There's a saying, right? And I love Metal Gear for actually mentioning this, which is, what is the greatest threat or enemy to mankind or to humans? Can anyone guess? If you've played Metal Gear, shh. Aside from yourself, it's the times. It's the times. It is the times. So Metal Gear goes on to showcase that through the times, one moment you might be a hero, another moment you might be a villain. One moment you might have all the luxuries in the world, another moment you might have nothing. There are no enemies out there. The only enemy that you truly have is yourself in the times. Yourself, because you got to challenge yourself, in the times because you're always changing. And one moment you might be on one side, and the moment you might be on the other. And that is something that I find, like, truly brilliant when it comes to symbolism and attitudes like this. What's up, Trinkbell? How you doing? Mods, can we give a shout out to Trinkbell, please? That would be fantastic. How you doing, Trinkbell? Hope you're doing well. Because I'm looking at this and I'm like, is this sort of what happened? Is we've seen Warrior Thorfinn, we've seen him, as we've seen him go from being this valiant warrior, literally from, like, nothing to a warrior, to trying to go and take Askeladd's head off, to now what seems to be him in tattered clothes. And that for me is just like, it's flipping my head around, and I'm taking this perspective in, and I'm like, Does he realize the transition that he's gone through or is going through? Is he a calmer version of this kid that just wanted revenge? Or is he still seeking out revenge? Oh man, this is we are looking at Vinland Saga season 2. This is episode 1. And it's okay, igniting that passion but throwing away your yeah. Yeah, man. So this happens a lot, and this is what I find beautiful. Him drowning, right? It is really good, Shinkbell. I would strongly suggest Vinland Saga. I've only seen season 1, of course, but I would strongly suggest it. Okay, how many of you and we'll talk about this have, due to a transition in your life, a breakup, a relationship, a show, even a show ending or whatnot, have felt like you're drowning, like you're literally drowning, like you're in a pit of depression and you try and swim up but you can't, like you try and find that inner purpose but you can't, like you try and get some air and swim out and get something to try and feel good but you can't, and so you fall into a cycle of watching shows or watching anime or playing video games to try and numb out the feeling of loneliness, to try and numb out the feeling of depression that can overcome us. To you stream some days in order to try and go ahead and feel as though there are people near you or around you. And 100%, yeah, Chink Bell, it can be a lot, like, right? And it's like a lot of people, even when they're in this deep, dark pit of depression that may be like drowning us and maybe taking us down, they still go through their everyday life. And it's hard to see it on their face. For some people, you can, because they just disassociate. They get up, they go and do work. Whether it's like manual labor or whatever it may be, they get the essentials done, but you see it in their face, and it's as though they're not there. And I've had conversations with people where they've gone through major divorces, they've gone through major things, and they've told me, like, hey, during that depressive phase, the only moment I was truly conscious or like aware of what was happening was when I was like truly doing the things that I enjoyed. Like everything else, work and whatnot, they would just disassociate. It was just like a fog around their eyes. And it makes me wonder, for Thorfinn, are we gonna encounter semblances or instances like this where even if he's getting pushed, even if he's getting bullied, even if whatever, the mask and the role of depression that may be lingering inside, and maybe through introspective lens, he might have this role of like, even like a trauma lens, if you want to call it that way, to not have to deal with like everything all at once, because he's still working in on himself, because this pit of depression is huge, and because sometimes without a support network it can be rough. All the hands reaching out to go grab him and take him down, and oof. With this one, I often find it curious as well, which is the sins of our fathers can never escape us, and the sins of what we've done will always come back to haunt us, right? And I do wonder, like, if this is a representation of that, are we going to encounter more people from Thorfinn's past? Is death literally going to come knocking at Thorfinn's door? Seeing just the skull reach out, and it's an endless escalades of hands, which, of course, there are people out there. I hate saying this, because there are a lot of people that, like, for them, they centerfy on this, right? And like they've taken one moment and they've like, add in 40 seconds. Tell me when it's add in 5 seconds, Nick, and we'll go into a be right back screen. Because I need to go pee as well. But they've taken the concept of hands, right? And if we take the concept of hands, they can be symbols of change. Anything can be a symbol of change, but seeing all these hands interconnected and grabbing onto one another. We'll come back to this, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so again, this is just comes. Thanks so much for the follow. Chink told me to come and bully you. Wait, why? Why is she telling you to come and bully me? No. Hi, the Captain Hook. Hope you're doing well, man. I see that you play with Trink all the time. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you being here. Grab the dinner of kings, beans, tacos, and ice water. Oh shit. Oh shit. Okay, we're good. We're good. Hey. Sounds good, mate. Sounds good. So looking at this though, and seeing everything come into perspective, it's kind of scary how like the again, this is the first time that we're looking at this opening, the first time that we're analyzing it. Is there going to be more opening analysis? You bet your bottom dollar. Yeah, there's probably going to be like every single time we watch a show, we're going to analyze through a different psychological perspective. This is just the immediacy that comes through with it. And hey, you know what? If it is what you're good at, man, it's what you're good at, man. So even through this, I think the concept of like him drowning in the river, him literally like fall or in this ocean, falling into this ocean, and there being death, right, or the representation of death waiting, it's terrifying. And it's interesting how sometimes your past can drag you back into that environment, even when you're not ready for it, even when you least expect it. So if you haven't resolved issues of your past, they may come back and they may haunt you. So just seeing like all the different metaphors of like the blood, these ghost hand, devil hand looking things pull you down. Of course, I guess King now. I'm not sure if SP or Natalie have seen Vinland Saga. Of course, King Canute here, right? Is it Canute? I think it was. Like looking at this, I wonder how he's gonna react though, because for him it's like he does look like he's more leveled up. He has more pizzazz, more everything to him, as opposed to the way that Thorfinn is. Is he gonna be like, oh, I don't want to see like if they were to encounter one another, would he even recognize him? Would he even care? If he heard Thor like, if he heard or are they even together if they're in that case? But if he heard about him, see that they've been separate for this many years, and he heard about it, would he even try to acknowledge him or talk to him right there and then? I don't know. I get a weird feeling that my man has changed a lot. And why would he want to see a ghost? That's where my mind goes into. Man, I love the Rorschach element from this. It's pretty cool to see like the different elements of things like placed in here, right? Of course, the king burning up, all of this disease and feast and infestation that comes through with it. Okay, do you guys know what a Rorschach test is? I hope you guys have heard about it. It's often what your mind can perceive and look into. I know there's elements of psychoanalysis that take it way too fucking seriously and 101 other things. Mind my husband, and yes, I do ink blot. Yeah, 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 yeah. You have to interpret what is being shown. Yeah, what is being shown. What's interesting though is like there's even in psychology, there's a lot of concepts that go against it. Like the polygraph test. There's a lot of psychologists that are strongly against it because of the actual like validity of it is like low. And when it comes to Rorschach elements, a lot of it is due to self-interpretation of images that are sent there. So I find it interesting that it's using this like mentality to actually showcase some areas of his past, and even the cup, right, of wine, blood being spilled. How much does Askeladd play in Thorfinn's mind? And this is again a follow up, right? And I wonder if aspects of his journey through with Askeladd has come into play for Thorfinn. If that mentality, if maybe he's adopted some internal monologues or some internal voicing from Askeladd in that way, because that was a traumatic moment to see someone that you've been trying to kill for so long, that opportunity to be taken from you. Oof. What's to come? Okay. Man, this looks really, really interesting. And we're going to go back one last time, ladies and gentlemen, breaking the ice and seeing the reflections here. A plus stuff. A plus stuff. And now we're doing it one last time, ladies and gentlemen. See, that's the thing with the Rorschach moment is it could be situations like that. But I don't know. I wonder if I'm even getting close to anything that happens. Probably FBI. Can someone send me the lyrics, please? I would love it, please. That would be wonderful. Is this the lyrics? No, just a link to the just a link to the lyrics, like not the actual full on song, just the lyrics themselves. Oh, they already sent it. Water running stronger, rougher, holding on to anything. All I want is to survive. If I let it go, will it be the end of me? Got to move on, held on too long, sweep me away. I mean, perfect representation. This first little stanza here of Thorfinn. If we're being realistic about it, water running stronger, rougher, holding on to anything. All I want is to survive. If I let it go, will it be the end of me? Which is true. The tides of change, the tides of change come in stronger every time. And if we elude the analogy to time being this big representation of the ocean and how if it pushes up against you so strong, it'll sweep you away, right? All I want to do is survive it. If I let go, will it be the end of me? I wonder if this is got to move on, held too long, and sweep me away. If this is like a representation of how long he held on to like the vision that he had for himself, of Askeladd, of others, of even like if we're gonna be real, of the role that he had to play. Because as a kid, he was a child warrior, and he had all of these expectations that were placed on him, and he had his own expectations as to what he was going to accomplish. But yet, time and water and this ocean of change came through and ripped that away from him, just kept him going out into the ocean. And this is really fucking relatable, actually. We in English, we are, because even in psychology, in case you guys are wondering, no way you do this in psychology. Yeah, we fucking do. Actually, there's clients that write poems and come in and share their poems, and we talk about it. Like, what does that mean for you? Why does this mean this for you, right? Why are you phrasing it this way? What, and when we're looking at stuff like this, one of the big things that comes to mind for me is it that he lost Askeladd, or is it that he lost a hold of himself? Just off of this first stanza. And for you, have you ever been in that position? I'll be honest, I have. I held on to a relationship that was clearly on the decline and thought that we could make it work, but yet the tides of change came through and literally ripped that apart and swept me away, and I was in a pit of depression for a good while. And I think for a lot of people, we encounter situations like this. We encounter moments where we think that we found something that we need to fight for, that we need to go ahead and do certain situations, but time comes through, situations, moments, whatever, and it just flips everything around. I did analysis for Edgar Allan Poe for high school in English. Oh, look at you. Mighty river, release my soul. I need to see the world to the unknown. I'll go against my sorrow. Mighty river, release my soul out to the open gold. I can't stay here forever in this hollow. Hmm. Is he coming to America? Hold on. Hold on. Is he about to be American? Where was it? There was a, well, I know Vinland. Yes, yes, yes. But specifically when it comes to this, it's a joke. It's the American Saga now. They Thorfinn gets a gun when he comes through, right? Thorfinn gets a gun upon coming in through. Oh no. Thorfinn gets stopped by the TSA. Oh god, okay, I'm gonna stop. Otherwise I'm gonna create a whole little fictional story. Um but no, Mighty River, release my soul. I need to see the world to the unknown. I'll go against my sorrow. Mighty river, release my soul out to the open gold. Can't stay in here for in this hollow. Which, of course, it is this. At least might be a reference to Vinland, but there's also something else in here, which is number one. When you're in that deep, sorrow, that deep pit of depression, what it usually happens, and let's talk about this, right? What usually happens, ladies and gentlemen? When you're in a deep pit of sorrow, what do a lot of people do? I gotta go see the world, man. I gotta go travel. Like, especially if it's like a really, really bad breakup, trauma situation, whatever. They want to dip from that area. They want to go and explore. And people often push people to go and explore the world, to go see something, to go do something, surround themselves with a support network or something like that. Even if it's going against the feelings that they're currently like holding on to, which could be sorrow, which could be depression, which could be anger, which could be all of these things. And people are like, no, you can get over it. You just got to go explore. You can get over it. You just got to go find someone. You got to find a partner. And it's like, wait a minute, why don't you just let people feel what they need to feel for a little bit, even if that might be a little tough for that individual. And I do wonder if this is saying "Mighty River, release my soul out to the open gold." If this is actually a reference to Valhalla in of itself, right? Like, release my soul, let me die out to the open gold. I can't stay here forever in this hollow. Exploring can sometimes help you find yourself. Absolutely, Trink Bell, and that is true. That is absolutely true. So this is a big moment, like, altogether, and I wonder if we're about to see a Thorfinn, as stated by the just the image analysis, that is completely, I don't want to call it voidless or like whatnot, but numb. A Thorfinn that is different, a Thorfinn that is hurt, a Thorfinn that like maybe isn't as violent as he used to be, that maybe isn't just gonna jump into attack, but is more than likely gonna go ahead and take the time or the opportunity to try and, like, maybe see what's going on. 100. Well, that's also it, FBI. That's all I was talking about, like America, or Vinland's wheat fields of gold, which is, it was often stated in that case, which is like the endless fields of like wheat or whatever, right? So that's what I'm saying. It's like a double meaning, it's a double meaning with that. Because release my soul, what happens when a Viking releases their soul? Where do they usually go to? Right? The gold halls of Valhalla. Other aspect, release my soul out to the open gold. What is it? What else is gold? But quite literally the endless wheat fields. So it's beautiful the way that this song is actually written, and I'm actually surprised at the depth that like this song has come into, especially taking all of this into consideration. My man was literally ripped away from something that he had held on for way too long. He entered a depressive state. He was then told to go and explore the world, even in his depressive state, and all he wants to do is be able to go ahead and, like, not stay there anymore, or be able to go and open up and feel what he needs to feel. Like, I wonder if any of this actually rings true to anything that we'll see in this show. I don't know. This is voted on by people here on Twitch chat, in case you're wondering. So I don't know. This is my part of Vinland. Oh, river, take me out. Take me away, river. Oh, river, take me out. Take me out to the unknown. Oh, river, take me out. Take me away, river. Oh, river, take me out. Take me away into the unknown. Out into the ocean. That sudden shift. That sudden shift. This is my favorite part of Vinland. Isn't it interesting? Two different verses, two different perspectives here. Mighty river to oh river. Oh river, take me out, to mighty river, release my soul. Mighty river, release my soul. Oh river, take me out. Mighty river, release my soul. Oh river, take me out. It makes me wonder. And this happens a lot when we're in a depressive state. This happens a lot when we've gone through traumatic events or whatnot. That there's often two different versions of us that are fighting each other. We have the version of us that wants to succeed, that wants to go out and explore, the kind of thing that yearns for adventure, that wants us to go and see out the new world, that might be underneath all this depression and sadness and stuff that we mask on. And the other one that's saying, like, hey, I don't want to be here anymore. It's too much. Whatnot, right? One saying, I want to take me out to the unknown river, like I want to, like, take me away, I want to see, I want to do. And the other one just being like, I'm gonna go against my sorrow, release my soul to the gold, to see the world, so on and so forth. And what's interesting, even from that, I guess before we continue on to the full verse here, some of you guys are probably like, "What the fuck, dude? You're taking way too long in this opening analysis." Welcome to Psyculturists, man, where we're not just gonna emoji react 99% of the time. We're gonna take our time with it, and we're gonna take our time to try and understand what the story is trying to tell us and why it's trying to tell us certain things. Ed Vinland Cook, right? So, as a psychologist, what is something that we see? It's an analysis. It is. It is. What's something that, like, as a psychologist, as a therapist, and as individuals that have been taking part of this thing, right? I'm used to it. I watch the Oshinoko reactions. Good. What is something that you would notice if someone's talking to you like this? What are the things that stick out to you? I'm gonna let you guys know. I talk about this all the time. Chat. Anyone? Nope. Has nothing to them being lost. Nope. I statements. I statements define what we want. I statements define what we want to do. All I want is to survive. If I let go, will it be the end of me? I need to see the world. I can't stay here forever. Ooh! Ah! I feel like I'm fucking cooking without even knowing what's coming. All I want is to survive it. If I let go, will it be the end of me? I need to see the world. I can't stay here forever. Those I statements. Powerful fucking shit. I thought, damn, I thought you got a crap. What site is that? Anime song lyrics. That's what it is. FBI. Um, is he surviving himself? Right? Is he surviving the times? Is he surviving aspects of self growth, aspects of prosperity, aspects of whatever? If he lets go of this role, maybe of his past, is that going to be the end of Ooh, wait a minute. Is it going to be the end of Thorfinn if he lets go of his past? That's an interesting question even for you. Would it be the end of you if you let go of your past? If all of a sudden you let go of who you were, is that the end of you? Or does that carry on with you? I need to see the world. Sure, some people do, and I think that's often a reflectionary method. And I can't stay here forever. So it makes me wonder, has Thorfinn found a place where he feels stable? Not good, not bad, stable. Maybe he might be in a under position, in a position under, but he knows he can't stay there forever. He might know that he can't stay and, like, literally be in his sorrow forever, and he needs to get out. That's sort of what I'm wondering. And I feel like this is like these lyrics are a culmination of situations or things that may come in the future, which might be like people literally challenging him, the past coming back to him because you can't run away from your past, or other situations running through this, It will always be with you though, because it's the experience that you build into what you've become. Absolutely, Valentin. And that's sort of the highlight that I'm wondering here, because you can never really truly escape your past, right? You can try and make amends with it, but the past will usually come back. And I'm wondering how he'll react to that, if anything. Is that the moment where all of a sudden where he's like, if I let go, will it be the end of me? Where he like may acknowledge the fact that he needs to go ahead and acknowledge his past and hold on to both the past and the future. Interesting stuff. Really, really interesting stuff. Okay. Well, Thorfinn becomes Solid Ed. Solid Snake is so good. Yeah, like Metal Gear is so good. God damn. Take me slowly in your arms. The truth can show me what I've done. Do you see the flaming arrows in the air? It's brutal. Take me, take me, take me further. Save me now. So I'll never have to be afraid that I will lose my heart. Mighty river, release my soul. I need to see the world to the unknown. I'll go against my sorrow. Okay, let's break that down. Take me slowly in your arms, the truth that can show me what I've done wrong. Do you see the flaming arrows in the air? It's brutal. Ooh, yeah, guilty conscious self-reflection. Absolutely. But also what comes through with this as well is even the concept that like I don't know how to put it. When we try and be there with others, when we try and connect with others, can we usually point out everything that is wrong with us? No. Oftentimes not. Oftentimes it takes our support network to be like, dude, well, you're not good here. You need help here. You need to do this. Like, it takes other people to often like help navigate us in certain circles or in certain avenues or whatever, right? In order to call us out. See the flaming arrows in the air. It's brutal. And that makes me wonder, is this a callback for what may come? Or is this just an aspect of him retelling his past? And then, of course, it repeats itself for connection with someone else, right? Well, I mean, it could be connection with the higher being, with yourself, with whatever that may be. Yeah, sharing a burden. Oh, river, take me out into the unknown. And I love that it just repeats itself in this. So I'll never have to be afraid that I will lose my heart. I need to see the world. I'll go against my sorrow. I can't stay here forever. This seems. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. This seems like a kid. This seems like a kid that is scared. This seems like a kid that is scared that he's growing up and he doesn't know what to do. And he's at a crossroads in between. Where on one hand he wants to go ahead and share everything and express himself and tell his sorrows and share that burden with faith, with others, with whatever that may be. And on the other hand, he's afraid that if he tells someone everything that's come through, he'll lose that aspect of himself and he won't be able to recognize it. This seems like a kid that like keeps telling himself this as a way to go ahead and deal with the sorrow and depression that may come. This seems like a kid that is literally, oh, wrong one, at the bottom of the triangle here. This seems like a kid that is dealing, or an adult that is dealing with stuff, dude. Like it feels like so like this is an individual that's down here. Seems like an individual that like, if he's talking about all of these things, a sweet release of whatever, I struggle to see how he may actually have these forms of connections up here, whether it's esteem or love and belonging or whatnot. It feels as though he's at the bottom of the triangle, where when he was with Askeladd and others, he might have been up here. From the lyrics, it makes me feel like he's down here. And this is where crisis risk assessment is usually done. The moment that people start breaking down to the bottom of it. So listening to this, what do we also get? I have a feeling that he might just be by himself here. He might have gone off with somebody else, found what might be a temporary home, and is trying to go ahead and sort his depresso era out. This to me just screams. It screams. This is how old is Thorfinn, by the way? He was maybe at the security level, maybe kind of. I mean, even through here, right? If we're gonna be realistic, he had like in case you want to talk about it, some aspects of achievement. He had some aspects of friendships, I guess, if you really want to talk about it. He was struggling with this, but he was at least up here, like battling between esteem, love and belonging, and safety. But now it seems as though, like from the song lyrics, it's like he's down here to safety and physiological. He was 17 at the end of season one, and he's 19 now. Let's look at Erickson's developmental theory. Intimacy versus isolation. Young adults need to form intimate, loving relationships with other people. Success leads to strong relationships. Failure leads to loneliness and isolation. Beforehand, he experienced all of these traumas: initiative versus guilt, industry versus inferiority, and identity and role confusion. All of these say the first one, 3 to 5 years old. Wait, how old was young Thorfinn? How old was young Thorfinn, by the way, when we first saw him in season one? Anyone? Can anyone share? Have a good night, Leon. I appreciate you. 6, around 6ish. Okay. Children need to cope with new social and academic demands. We'll call it like social demands just for this case. Success leads to competence, failure leads to feelings of inferiority. He failed because he was set in an environment where he was traumatized. Any major trauma, we can start looking at it as a failure. What happens? Does Thorfinn ever feel like he's good enough for Askeladd? Does Thorfinn ever feel like he's good enough for anything? As a kid. Does Thorfinn truly want to take out Askeladd? And I guess that's a better question to go ahead and throw it out there. Oh. 12 to 18, social relationships. Teens need to develop a sense of self and personal identity. Success leads to an ability to stay true to yourself, while failure leads to role confusion and a weak sense of self. Who is Thorfinn without Askeladd? What happened? Without Askeladd being there, what happened? Is Thorfinn still Thorfinn? See what I'm getting at? It's like if we take this in, because I remember him just crying, just breaking down and whatnot. That's literally his roles being ripped away from him, and all of these things, these role confusion aspects coming through. He broke down at the end of last season, exactly, Andalaret. That's why I'm looking at this and I'm like, these are stuff that he might need to work on. These are milestones that he might need to work on. This is definitely like stuff that he might need to reflect and try and go through and yeah, oof, man, oh man. I hope you guys don't mind me going this deep with the lyrics here, because it's impactful stuff. It is impactful stuff, just the way that the lyrics are showcasing everything. But through that, let's hear it out, and we'll be stopping and talking about it. I'm gonna back it up just a little bit. Hold on. We're backing it up just a little bit. I'm bringing these lyrics up to the side. I'm gonna be following lyrics along with what's being shown in here. We're now combining both. Beautiful imagery here. Held on too long. We're going to go back a little bit. And what does he drop? What does he drop that he's held on too long? To vengeance. He literally drops. Yeah, he drops his sword. He drops his dagger. On the dagger, the thing that he's used to fight and fend for himself, he finally drops it. Like, whoa. And he falls in after it as if being pulled down by his sins. Exactly, FBI. That's what I'm saying, bro. This is fucking sick. Like, this opening is fucking sick. I'm like internally geeking the fuck out, because I'm like, whoa, this opening did not. Hold on, you guys ready? Yeah, it's so good. Isn't this the flower of innocence that we see in Moshiko Tensei as well? Yeah. This is my favorite opening of the entire series. But also, water running struffer rougher holding on to anything. Literally, literally, literally Thorfinn. He is running stronger, rougher, trying to hold on to anything. Like, beautiful stuff. Valentine, thanks so much for the sub, man. Appreciate it. Hell yeah. Guys, drop some Doritos for Valentine. Thanks so much for the sub. It means the world, especially in September. You're a goat, dude. It's a daisy, which means purity and innocence and new beginnings. Well, there we go. Thanks, FBI. You're on it with the flowers, man. And it is a new beginning if we think about it, right? Because like this new environment, the flowers, all of these things. You did? Holy shit, you did. Holy fuck, wait a minute. Valentine, thanks so much for the 6 months. Dude, you're a legend. Holy shit, I did not expect that. Dude, oh my god. Thank you, man. You're absolute fucking goat. You get a double Dorito from me. Oh my god, appreciate it, man. Appreciate it a lot. It means the world because the videos are unmonetized and stuff. And yeah, everything has been set in the forest. And so I wonder what this arc will be about. I'm guessing it is like it's his opportunity to maybe heal if we're talking about a new beginning, and especially if we're following along with the lyrics, which is all I want is to survive, that type of environment. What is a great healing moment? Have you guys ever tried gardening? I'll be honest. If y'all ever see me stressed the fuck out, or if I need to take like a week or 2 week vacation, I go to nature. I garden. I do certain things as a way to try and heal. Neko, welcome on in. Appreciate you. Yo, Neko, you should sub to get into the general. Will it be the end of me? Can actually heal people. It does. It does. Valentine, there's studies out there where talking to plants, singing to plants, whatnot, it heals them. It allows them to grow for some reason. Like it helps them out. I guess vibrations and whatnot. But at the same time, it allows you to like talk and use that as a form of talk therapy for yourself, which is interesting. Oh man, this is such a beautiful shot. This is such a beautiful shot. Literally, he drops his dagger, held on too long, sweep me away, and he's the one that's being swept away. He's the one that's being dragged into this ocean. Like, wow. Mighty river, release my soul. Bro, bro, I think we were on it. I think we were on this, which is like the sins of the past, dude. The ghost of our past, the demons of our past, literally being able to drag us down. And yes, the thoughts, talking to objects helps organize your thoughts, and yeah, it will really do that. Absolutely. And how everything interlocks, like literally, it's like all these ghost arms interlocking with all the blood coming around, pulling him down, and all these sins that weigh a ton just slowly dragging him down. However, these are imaginary things. This is all stuff in his head. The guiltiness of his consciousness is creating this metamorphosis of a world that is literally dragging his soul down, that is dragging the embodiment of himself down into a river to drown. A hot girl in the opening, yeah. And I guess for Canute here, it's literally, if we're gonna be real about it, the blood of others that allow him to wear what he needs to wear. The fact that he needs to be okay with what may come, and the blood of war, and the decisions and sins that he has to deal with and has to be okay with as a king, as whatever he may be. Yeah. I will say I do find this interesting. Hold on. The second time it comes through with "Oh River, Take Me Out," it goes into a Rorschach, right? And Anne, you might be right in this, which is it's showcasing elements of his past and what may come. Sort of like in those moments where you're dying, right? And life flashes like before your eyes. I wonder if this is an allusion to that as well. Because look, it opens up. This comes through literally, like, I guess a tunnel, right? Opening up because of the scar that was there, right? And what's at the end of the tunnel? But light. At the end of this tunnel of darkness and weird things all around is light. And in this light is a reflection of all the memories. Was that pus that the scar opened up on? It looked like it, but we're not. An unhealed wound, yep. But, like, you know, everything that came, we gonna cook extra, bro. Looking at this, I'm like, fuck, there's a lot to dive into this opening. Even with the fact that, like, it's just showcasing stuff of his past. And then the sins that come through with it. Askeladd. All these sins of blood and gore and war and everything flashing through. And this is one that I find curious, which is showing Canute in two sides. And I wonder if this is Canute, the leader that he has to be versus the leader that, you know, he wishes he could be, or the yin yang side of things, which is like, you know, the Canute that Thorfinn knew versus the Canute that Canute is now. If this is Canute, it is. I just saw a scar filled with newer memories, and he's the only one in red. Yeah, man. Wow. And I guess him breaking the literal, because there's all this symbolism to new people coming through. And then him literally breaking, I guess, if we're gonna label it this way, right? Breaking the ice that has stalled him in time. No, I stream video games, Valentin. Right now I'm doing a Baldur's Gate 3. I also have some other games. I have like Hollow Knight and some other games I plan on doing. I just haven't had time because of school. Yeah, that's the best way I can put it. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I actually think if I had to conceptualize this, oh, absolutely, FBI. Fuck, you kidding me? And even when, like, I don't have a lot of homework, I'm able to go ahead and jump on and like play a game or some shit. But at the moment, I've just been like swamped with homework. Yeah. So looking at this, one of the big things that comes to mind is change, is time. I guess I guess if we were to conceptualize this, if I were to say in a sentence, what can the season be about? People change. I guess. I guess that's what I feel this season's gonna be about. People change. Growth. Yeah. Growth and change. Yeah. Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. For better or for worse, just people change. And there's nothing that we can do to stop that change. It just happens. Wow. Wow. What a really, really good opening, ladies and gentlemen. I think I've seen only part 1 of season 1 of the show. An MT message? What? All right, let's go. Rist þú. Hey, yo. Ristu í líkamann. Ristu í jörðu. Ristu í sjó. Ristu í bráð.
Ristu í fjandmann. Rist þú. Rist þú. Ristu minni í mig.
I have fucking goosebumps. Holy shit, bro. I got fucking goosebumps. Oh. Holy shit, dude. What a way to like open the series. What a way to open this fucking series. Oh my god. That was sick, dude. Yeah, that wow. Wow.
Ristu í líkamann.
I'm wondering if he's talking about like literally what you believe in, right? Which is carving some. Well, I want your guys' interpretation of this as well, because of course this is like a greater than standing of this. Might be ideals, might be goals, might be whatever. This poem has many meanings. Yeah, I'm sure it does.
Ristu í jörðu.
Presence, self.
Ristu í sjó. Ristu.
But with this, carve it into your enemies. And I wonder, what if you have no enemies? What if the biggest enemy that you have is yourself? Or the times in of itself? Can you carve it into the times? Can you carve it into that? This is modern Icelandic, not Old Norse. It's still really cool, though. I think this is awesome.
Í bráð. Ristu í fjandmann.
Hold on, some people might be triggered by this. Hold on. Some people might say that this shows is it's a part of human history, y'all. That's my number one thing, man. When we look at situations like this, we have to understand that, like, it sucks to say it, and it's rough to actually contextualize information like this. But like, even today, there's still slavery happening, and there's slavery happening through various different moments, right? It's not even like it's modern. There's modern slavery through debt. There's slavery in other countries in the world where, you know, the blood diamonds and going collecting certain things, and even just to be able to eat. Like, this concept of, you know, slavery or aspects like this isn't just like, oh yeah, it happened 100 years ago. And it's like, no, it's still happening today. And it's a rough concept that, like, I'm pretty sure it needs to be talked about and explored more and showcased, the different elements in here. I'm thinking about the impact of making history and how important history is. Exactly. And portrayal doesn't equal endorsement. Absolutely true. Absolutely true. Vinland treats horrible things people do well, handles it respectfully and maturely. But this is why it's interesting.
Rist þú. Rist þú.
Yep. Absolutely, Valentin. Carve it for younger generations.
Ristu minni í mig.
Memory, yeah. Well, FBI, we found the axe at the beginning of the opening. Brother, we found the axe. Let's go. Let's go. Aw. Aw.
何すんだよ。
そりゃこっちのセリフだよ。んなとこの木を切って家を潰す気かい。
兄ちゃん木こりになるの？
ちげえよ。
Let me back that up.
んだ。
そりゃこっちのセリフだよ。んなとこの木を切って家を潰す気かい。
兄ちゃん木こりになる。
I know that voice from somewhere. I'm not gonna say it. Ed is a good boy. Ed is a good boy. I swear. I swear. No, no, I'm not even gonna put on the hat. I'm not even gonna put on the hat. I'm a good boy. I promised I. I think Thorfinn, if he comes into this world, he's in for one hell of a time. We need a degen counter now. No, brother.
ちげえよ。戦だよ。戦の特訓。見ろこの威力。
図体ばっかでかくても戦の役には立たないよ。飯の支度しな。
Damn.
お腹すいた。
Being called out like that, damn.
てかナイフ投げんなよ。皿とかあんだろ。スプーンとか。
皿ならいいのかよ。
Oof.
だからクマは冬になる前にいっぱい食べなきゃいけないんだって。
で、なんでまた急に特訓なんぞ。
そりゃここを守るためだろ。全部灰にされてようやくここまで立ち直ったんだ。もうあんなのはごめんだろ。親父だって。
うまいねグスブルさんのミル
だろそれ心得てんだよ。あの男は父の扱いをよ。
ク。何その動き気持ち悪い。
聞けよ話。
やめとけやめとけ。戦士なんぞに関わるなよ。
Beautiful. Beautiful presentation of the power dynamics and literally like the relationships, family dynamics that are presented here, right? Which is like, even through the seriousness, you're still finding aspects to laugh about. You can gain what's there from that, and even from one another. Like, is this a peaceful town? Are they enjoying each other's company? Schoolcon, thanks so much for following. I appreciate it. For subbing, my bad. Appreciate the sub, man. You're a fucking goat. You're a goat. A goat. And it's like they have time to think about these things. They have food, they have water, they have warmth, they have family. But that can all come crashing down. He's thinking about like learning how to protect himself, learning how to fight, learning how to do certain things. But yet the family is like, okay, you can drop the thought, we're safe, we're safe, we're safe. But for how long?
悔しくねえのかよ。負けっぱなしで。親父だって俺たちを守って死んだんだぞ。
そうさ。で、あんたは生きてる。村を立て直して。
ああ
美女二人とうまい飯を囲ってる。負けてないよ。
Fuck this OST, bro. I had a feeling. I had a feeling. I had a feeling. Oh. 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 I was going to ask, guys, what would you do to protect your home? What would you do to protect the home? Your home specifically. And I don't mean like your whole community or whatnot. I mean, whatever you consider home. Whoever you consider home. What would you do? Can't have happy things in Vinland Saga. What would you do to protect your home? What would you do to find a semblance of peace and tranquility? Would, if you lost your loved one, what would that do for you? I'm looking at this and I'm like, dude, oh my God. What is this show gonna explore? I do everything. Home is where the fam is at. Yeah. Yeah. And some of you guys, I've been blessed to get to know you guys, and it's been an amazing journey. And I would give up anything to make sure you guys are safe and sound, because the world can be cruel sometimes. And oftentimes, you know, you can pick your family, and you can pick your friends in that regard. Like, and by picking your family, I don't just mean like, oh, the ones that you're related to, like that's family you can't pick. But I mean, like, pick people that are close to you, that you can consider a brother, that you can consider a sister, or so on and so forth. Because, wow, looking at this, I'm like, oh. Yeah, that piece didn't last long.
いいかい。森に入ったらとにかく突っ走れ。そっから川伝いに。
ロタ、お風呂。
何も考えずにまっすぐ走ればいい。兄ちゃん
Oh
も母さんも一緒
no.
だ。
Oh no. I will say, looking at the past though, and actually looking and reflecting on the past, they were tough cookies. They were really, really tough cookies. And I think this is because of the environment that they were in, that they could take so much trauma and keep going with it. And granted, they did, you know, a lot of that trauma is repressed. A lot of that trauma is whatever. But like losing family, loved ones, all of these things, they would just keep that all repressed and keep moving, keep trying to go ahead and survive, and keep trying to do what they needed to do to survive in that environment. And I feel like because we're in a safer space now where we don't, like, for example, like this, hold on. For them, where were they at? Right? They were in safety and psychological, right? Or physiological, which is like in love and belonging. They're down here, right? They're in the bottom three. This is all they have to worry about. That's sort of what brings them happiness the most of the time. So they have time to spend with family, for sex. If they achieve some sort of a achievement or confidence or whatnot, oh, that's amazing. That's 10 out of 10. But like spending time with friendships, with friends, family, you know, making sure that they have water, they're the most important things. Nowadays, where are we? A lot of times, the bottom three is usually secured. So the people are more than likely always looking for esteem and self-actualization. A lot of times. And what happens when issues arise, all of a sudden those problems become bigger. For these individuals down here, because they're in that fight or flight, trauma may come, a big situation may come, and they'll just push it aside because they're still in that survival mode. For individuals that aren't in survival mode, all of a sudden these things might impact a little bit further in. It's interesting to see the development, the psychological development of like tolerance to trauma, tolerance to pressure, tolerance to a lot of things that our world may throw at us, and how we've adapted to either be more susceptible to it or less susceptible to it, or in how sometimes even words nowadays can completely crush and destroy an individual, where back in the day, like they literally had to see, like, you know, their loved ones get beheaded or murdered or whatever, and they still had to carry on with their life. And it's interesting to see the dynamic then shift due to individuals or society moving to a higher place in Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Interesting stuff. That's why I'm looking at this and I'm like, ooh. Working on the headier goals, yeah. Oh no, she ran too far ahead. Add him 40 seconds? Oh shit. Oh, fuck. Couple seconds here. Oh, fuck, boy. Oh, fuck, man. It was too good to be true. Think your mom might be done for, brother. Oh, no.
逃げろ私を置いていけ
バカいいから頑張って立ってくれよ
You don't want your sister gone too, brother. Hold on.
バカだね
ほらあそこまだ人いるぜお女もいるじゃん
Oh.
行くよ
Oh, no.
立ってへいなよだと早く
If the show can get me to shut the fuck up for like a solid minute or so, you know it's doing something right. And it's something this show has just done spectacularly before we even continue is look at their expressions. It's so lively and so real and so like you can feel the fear that's coming out of their eyes. You can feel the sensation, the emotions that are literally like, you know, riveting off of this. Everything from stress to like what has to happen that like just the way that they're breathing. Right. Just the way that they're looking at one another, the way that they're processing information, the fact that it's not just an immediate jump to, they let her take her breaths, right? They give you the sensation of the weight of the scene that this might have on you. And I guess through this, if you lost your mom the same way that he did, what would that do to you? What would that do for you? Let's be real about it. I'm going to be honest. That would fuck me up. That would fuck me up pretty damn hard. Having to grieve someone or even like deny your grieving process, get up and go or do whatever you need to do. It's a horrible situation to be in.
Hey, Naru, 逃げろ私を置いていけ
バカいいから頑張って立ってくれよ
バカだね
ほらあそこまだ人いるぜ
And sort of the cruelties of war that come with it, right? Because we've been on this raiding parties through Thorfinn. We've been with the raiders where he's betrayed people and, you know, allowed this raiding party to come through. We've seen them do this thing, but now we're on the flip side of things, where all of a sudden we're getting all that emotional weight added to it as well, where we're seeing the cruelness and the barbarians that might come through this. Like, you know, where if we're being realistic, yeah, shit was fucked up back then. people would do horrible and still do horrible fucking shit. Like they think that just because it's a raid, just because it's a war, just because it's whatever, that it excuses some of their actions, and it's vile stuff. And I think in a situation like this, which is either A, be there like with your mom in her final moments, or B, right, these men will probably come through and take you out and do horrible stuff to you, your siblings and everyone there. You have a tough, like, as an individual, you would have a tough choice to make. And it might be you and your sister in that case, you know, and for anyone there. That's why I'm like, fuck, dude, this is yikes.
女もいるじゃん。今行くよ。
立てへいなよ。ロタと早く。死にかけのパパでもこれぐらい生きて生きてさえいればまた。
Oh, I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna fucking cry. I'm fucking tearing up. What the fuck, dude? Like, literally, the level of entrustment of... Oh, fuck, dude. Hold on. The level of, like, everything that comes through, like, from that is... You're literally... How do you make me feel these feelings? Bro, put yourself in the situation where it's your kid. You're hurt. And you know what may come. Your only hope that might come from you is literally to ask them to live. To ask them to carry on. Like, to ask them to keep going forward. As a parent, right? Because for you, that's pretty much it. That's why I was like, I was tearing up. I'm still tearing up. I'm holding it in as best as I can, because it's like, empathize in being in both shoes, right? Number one, your parent telling you this, and this is your final moments, and they're like, live, take your sister and live. And on the opposite side, you saying goodbye to your kids in this way. And you knowing that, like, it with maybe even dying with the fear that if they catch him, that's it for them too. Man, what a beautiful fucking writing. Holy shit. Why did we wait so long? Why did we wait so long to get started? Why did we wait so long to ooh. This is good. Good episode. Holy shit. I haven't felt like destruction like this in a while. Bro, get your sister and run.
こいつらなんで逃げねえの？お、
No.
可愛いぜこの子。
No.
ママが死んじゃったんだろ。どうだ？ロタを離せ！兄ちゃん！許さない！兄ちゃん！兄ちゃん！
Dude, not your sister too, brother. Oh. This is fucking pain, brother. You not only lost your sister or your mom that day, you lost your sister too. The weight of that grief and what that will probably do to this man. Fuck, dude. What that can break a man. Like, that will literally break a man. The amount of weight, the gravitas of, like, grief and trauma and shame and, like, all of that being layered into this poor man. Aside from his expectations that were already set beforehand, where he wanted to train to prevent this, where he was building everything up, where he had his dad in such high image and all of these things, and boom, all of this weight. Oh, man. Oh, I can't. I can't.
おい、何やってんだお前。
Exactly.
なんか差しやがったんだよこいつ。ああ、もったいねえ。しょうがねえ。このガキ売って酒代にしようや。ほんとアホだな。悪かったって。さ、行くぞ酒代。
I know, for beer money, bruh. My dude's being turned into a slave. Is Thorfinn gonna... Because I'm assuming Thorfinn and him are gonna connect. But it makes me wonder... Are they just gonna make an assumption? Maybe Thorfinn has lost his inner ways or something. And maybe they'll make that assumption that Thorfinn is also a slave. Either that or Thorfinn buys him. It's one or the other. Because I'm looking at this and I'm like, we see from the opening that he connects with someone. And I'm guessing that this is a form of connection. Losing not only his family, but his freedom too. Losing, or for being real, he lost his home. He lost his mom. He lost his sister. He lost his freedom. And he lost himself. They're literally dragging him like a lost puppy back to wherever they want to. If a fire on barren land weathers with neither bark nor leaves, so too does the man loved by none. Why should he live a long life? Fire on barren land weathers. It dies out with neither bark nor leaves, yeah. So why should a man that is not loved live long? If the only thing that is fueling them is their vengeance. And that's a very interesting thought. We're 11 minutes in, ladies and gentlemen. And this story has already presented to us a lot of amazing themes. It's like on a silver platter here for us. It's like, here, let's talk about what freedom is, what you would do for home, what grief does for you, what does it mean to live like. Please tell me that there are more seasons of Vinland Saga in the future. Damn, dude.
どうだい。ダメだなこりゃ。
くそ。仕方ねえ。運ぶぞ。
They're just gonna put her outside and let her. Yeah, I was gonna say pneumonia or TB, right? One or the other. Speaking of TB, I'm off my meds in 2 months, guys. I'm almost there. This month and one more month, and I'm almost there. Let's go. Let's go. Let's fucking go. I was told the good news the other day about it, where they're like, hey, you know, yeah, the meds seem to be working, and they're like, you seem to be getting cleared. It should be in 2 months and you're done. And I'm like, okay, that sounds amazing. Like, finally able to go ahead and, like, I don't know, enjoy, not have to worry about that, have that on my mind, but also enjoy stream. For a long time, for a lot of, I think 6 months now, roughly. You know, like six months ago. So almost completing 9 months, essentially, by the time I'm done with it. Still 60 days more. Hey, I'll take 60 days more of medicine than the original scheduled completion date, which was back in January. Yeah, I can finally drink a little bit on stream and go a little bit more wild and more crazy with theories. But through this, though, I think this is a big element is, as a slave or as an individual in here, can you still lose your humanity? Do you feel like you would lose your sense of humanity if you were treated like a dog, or if you were treated like less than a human being? I know that there's been many experiments that have been done to test aspects of this, and it's interesting how even the bystander effect comes into play here, which is if no one does nothing, you won't do anything, because you will feel pressured if you do something, unless you feel like you're in a higher playing ground, or you feel like you're human in this environment, and that's why it's like, ooh. Or there's an aspect of humanity.
どうだい。ダメだなこりゃ。
くそ。仕方ねえ。運ぶぞ。
Wait, yeah. No way. No way. I thought that they were just gonna leave her outside. I mean, okay, that's technically leaving her outside, but not like that. I didn't think that they were just gonna, like, oh wow, wow, holy shit, wow.
Oi! 何しやがる。何も落とすことねえだろうが。よし、荒れてねえな。
Bro, what if they just had bad anquinas, you know? What if they just had bad tonsils and they were inflamed? Had nothing to do with pneumonia. Maybe they just had a little bit of that bad tonsillitis a little bit. They see you with a little bit of inflamed tonsils. All right, for you to go overboard. I'm sorry, ma'am. Those tonsils, yeah, they look inflamed. Time for you to die. Like, brother.
体を冷やさねえようにしろ。お前らには大枚はたいてんだ。許可もなく。
Half knowledge is dangerous. Yeah, yeah.
せめて買い手がつくまでは元気にしてろ。分かったら。ほら、もたもたすんな。おお、畳むぞ。
If there's one thing I genuinely fear is the sea. Like, in terms of like how a wild storm at night can absolutely take you down. Yeah, a maelstrom. Yeah, like a lot of people are just so happy-go-lucky around there, and I have like a big respect for the sea. I have a big respect for the sea, because a lot of these tales about like stuff that's happened out there doesn't come from nowhere, right? In terms of like big waves coming through and flipping stuff over, or people drowning out there, and so on and so forth. I look at things like that and I'm like, well, we can chart things more. It's like there's a lot still. Yeah, the endlessness of it. Moonless nights are legit pitch black. You've been there. Oof. Oof.
酒は必ず飲めよ。血色が良くなる。隅々までよく洗うんだ。特に頭。互いのチラ見を取ってやれ。
Which was interesting that even for like, I love to see so much of travel on ships. Absolutely love it. Even if, but you acknowledge that it's dangerous as fuck. Like, there's a lot of people out there that like don't for whatever reason. They just like, oh, it's the sea, and it's like, yeah, it's the sea, but there's a level of respect that goes to the sea. And even for back then, this is something I find beautiful about cultures, right? And especially looking at like historical lens, like the cultures that come through with it and the practices that they've had. For example, checking for lice, right? Showering, the way that they made food. Like, even if we look at like the Mayans or the Incas and, the like Aztecs, the way that they made food, the way that they had their systems of economy, or had their systems of even toiletries, the very basics that would take hundreds of years for future like societies to come in contact with and develop as well. If we even go back to the Greeks, right? We don't got to go that far. Aside from philosophy, you also have the concepts of wrestling, right? Theater. All I have to say is, dude, ancient civilizations were pretty fucking badass in the way that they were able to establish some of the fundamentals and the aspects that we use in today. Right? Whether it's being able to go ahead and talk about the mind, being able to talk about philosophical concepts, being able to go ahead and understand aspects of societal cultures, right? Yeah, the Olympic Games. We can go on and on about like how interesting it is to take a look at society, like older societies. They had no choice but to innovate and get creative with it. I mean, what's the name of the temple? I forgot the name of the temple, and it's gonna fucking kill me. Oh shit. I'm not sure if you guys hear it. I have a warning sound going off. Hold on. It's gonna pop up in my phone as well. Hold on. Give me 1 second, guys. It's just raining out in the desert, and that's a fucking rarity, so give me 1 second. Okay, I'm back. I'm back. sorry. I'm back. No, it's a flash flood warning. Apparently, there's because it's raining out here. There's a flash flood warning for my area and other areas. So if the internet goes down, you guys know why. And actually, flash floods out in the desert can be really, really sucky, because if there's soft sand and you step on it, That's all I gotta say. You know, and internet lines and stuff can go down from time to time, ladies and gentlemen. So yeah, just giving you guys that heads up. They just threw a sick woman out and see. But we're talking about cultures, and we're talking specifically, in this case, about like the beauty that cultures represent. I'm trying to think of the temple. I'm trying to think of the temple of, is it like Quetzalcoatl? No, I think it's Quetzalcoatl. Quetzalcoatl's temple, right? Like to do with like if you whistle like at one place you can hear it all the way out there. If you actually clap your hands on the outskirts, it sounds like the bird. It sounds like the Quetzalcoatl. And it's like the design, the ingenuity behind that. I don't think we can create that nowadays. I literally don't think, like, I'm not sure if people have tried to create it, but I don't think we can create something like that. Like, yeah, it's some marvelous stuff to look into. In case you guys have ever thought about it, what did you make of that quote? I gave my thoughts. Yeah, it's interesting.
どうだな、こんなもんで。
髪はよし。もう少し若く見える化粧を頼む。
So she looks younger. Aw. Oh, brother.
今回もなかなかでしょう。
いい求人ばかりじゃないか。
またまた、うち以上はありませんよ。
そうさ。
Brother.
やれるか。逃げて。
Brother.
また。
I'm like, you better hope they don't catch you, man. Oh, because what might come out of that might just be worse than what's originally thought. That's a rough one, man, and that is such a rough situation to be in. Like, you're running through a whole new world, new land, water. You need food, and now you're scared that if they catch you, that's it. Like. I want to punch him. I want to punch him so fucking bad. Like, this man is riling up my internal girl boss energy. I want to fucking punch him. All that food. Dude. Yeah. But even through that, like, I guess comes the question for Einar. For Paynar, I guess. What would he need to truly survive? And I think something that needs to be exemplified is he needs like someone to look into, someone to look up to, a comrade, someone that he can go ahead and grow with, because right now, him by himself, he only listens to live, but he doesn't know how to live. He doesn't know how to fight. He doesn't know how to, he needs a purpose pushed onto him that's higher than just live, right?
いいか、奴隷ども、よーく聞け。お前らの国は遥か彼方だ。どうあがこうが帰れるもんじゃねえ。そしてもちろん、お前らの逃亡を助ける奴もいねえ。なぜなら、お前らはよそもんで、一文なしの奴隷だからだ。いい主人に買われて一生懸命使えるんだ。逃げて小じきになるよりもずっといい飯を食わしてもらえる。冒険する前にどっちが得かよく考えろ。わかったな、エイナル。
おお。 How many of you? This is gonna sound messed up, and I know it is. And for some of you guys are gonna be like, "What the fuck?" How many of you have ever gotten a lash? And I don't just mean by like a whip. Could be by a water hose. Could be by anything like that. How many of you have ever experienced something like that? Nah, never. Nowhere near as bad as this. Nope. Only on the minor scale. Not attached, but definitely canned once. How much pain comes through? It's even if you've experienced it at a minor scale. Did you feel any type of pain? Because I'll be honest, like seeing that happen and experiencing that once, because the person, was fucking stupid and decided to grab it and just swing. It hurts, man. It hurts. It leaves a fucking mark. It hurts. It's tear worthy. It's a lot. It is a lot, and it feels like it's burning. Yeah. It feels like The best way I can put it is I just remember crying. I just remember being like, "What the fuck, dude?" And oof. While rights have gotten better, and the ways of play have gotten better, and even punishment cycles have gotten better. This wasn't by my parents, by the way. This was like another person that like I was getting into an altercation with, and they just decided to bust out the water hose and swing it in my back because I wasn't looking, I didn't pay attention, and they got me really, really fucking bad, and that shit hurt. And it was a full swing too. And when looking at other stuff like this, I'm like, I can only imagine that level of pain that can come through with that. Especially just getting lash after lash after lash, and concepts like that. Oh, of course, the belt is a very common one, but there's differences, and that pain is oof, because it's abuse, dude. Like, there's a difference between like standard forms of like, hey, you know what, don't do that again, or like don't do that, right? Versus actually getting full on punishment and structured like that, and what that can do to a person to reform and think right. And you're trying to correct someone out of fear. And if it's correction out of fear, that starts a cycle of trauma.
そうね。悪くないんだけど、もう少し顔の可愛い子いないかしら。なるほど。それでしたら特別な商品を用意してございます。あら、そうなの。楽しみね。きっとご満足いただけますよ。奴らの言う通りだ。
Ooh.
闇雲に逃げたって道中のあてもね。それにもうどこにも行くあてなんか。
That learned hopelessness, though, is something that would start to set in. This is, I'm like, this is a beautiful aspect that the show is just showcasing and literally taking us through, which is hopelessness starts becoming pretty real. And I guess for you guys, how quickly do you go into that state? How would it take days? Would it take weeks? Would it take months? Would it take years? Where you would just start giving yourself up into what cruel fate might go through? Oh yeah, and I've highlighted this as well, which is slavery is still very much a modern issue, a modern problem that pops up. And there's even like slave through debt, right? Slave through the prison system, if we're going to be real about it. There's slavery like through our workforce and 101 other aspects that's thrown out there, and it's wild to think about. Fuck.
いやー、あんた本当についてるね。ちょうど大量入荷したとこだよ。ほら、あいつ。こいつでしょ？お探しな。
No. Is that Leif? Is that guys, Doritos in the fucking chat if that is Leif. Leif? I know that Baldy anywhere. My man. Oh, I fucking love him. Oh my god, where have you been? Oh, Leaf. Oh. I'm over here fucking tearing up seeing him again, dude. It's like seeing an old friend that you haven't seen in years, dude. And you just know that he's a fucking good dude. And like, oh my god. Why am I fucking tearing up over this shit, dude? Poor guy is still looking for Thorfinn. Home is where Leif is. Oof. Oh.
全然違うじゃないか。金髪でも小柄でもないぞ。
あれよく見たら違いますね。ま、そりゃそうと、どうですこいつ。力もあるし丈夫ですぜ。今なら。
だから働き手を買いに来たわけじゃないと言っとろうが。身内を解放したいだけなんだ。この町に来たのは確かなはずなんだが。
Oh shit, he's been
金
here?
髪で小柄、名はトルフィン。本当に何も心当たりはないかね。すまなかったね。邪魔したな。
いいえ、また
Treating him like a person, brother. Oh, Leif actually treating him like a person was probably gonna give him back his hope. Oh, dude.
見つかりゃしねえよ。
ああやって身内を探して訪ね歩いているのか。あんな人に探してもらえるやつは幸せもんだ。
Not sure if he feels that way, brother.
ああ、君。言葉はわかるか？歯を見せてみろ。名前は？
エイナルです。
昔はどこで何をしていた？
北イングランドで農夫を。
Oh shit.
どうだエイナル、わしの畑を手伝ってみんか。
Paynar gets reincarnated into another world to be a farmer. No, dude. Like, as much as this seems like a nice guy, for some reason my red flag alarm goes off. I don't know why. I'm trying to put my finger on it. I'm trying to put my finger on why I'm getting like red flags. Aside from him being, you know, the buyer or whatever. Oh, is there an isekai like that? Oh shit. But at the same time, I'm like, I guess I have a couple weird thoughts. Why is Leif searching for Thorfinn here? Is Thorfinn a slave? That immediately comes to mind is like, wait a minute. Did Thorfinn voluntarily become a slave? Or did someone beat him and make him into a slave? Because I'm like, that's a fucking oofer, dude. Holy shit. Leif assumes he is. Yeah.
どうだエイナル、わしの畑を手伝ってみんか。
畑。
ちだ。
Oh, maybe not. Maybe I am wrong.
家人はみんな
Hope
仕
I am.
事中だ。紹介は晩飯時にしてやろう。
はい。
まずはわしの農場を見ておけ。
Oh, dude, the wheat fields. Oh, this is like... the dreams of his own home, brother. What he was building up as well. Like, oh, the feelings, the mixed feelings that would come from this is wild. Can I repeat what gave me red flags about him? There are a couple of things, and I think the biggest thing that came to town is like the biggest opening was Leif. Like when individuals were meeting with them, it was just to go, treating them like objects, whatever that needed to happen. For him to be this open, Leif was obviously searching for Thorfinn, so he has another thing. You have to talk about the mentality that it means to be in a society like this. For him to open up like that makes me wonder if he's actually kind of cruel to others, and yet he puts on a face. Because sometimes we all wear masks, and like oftentimes we have our social and our private mask that we wear. So it makes me wonder if he has a private mask and the public mask that he wears is because he's like out of an area of whatever. But he seems to be pretty kind, and that might have just been a bad assumption of mine. I make those. It is what it is. But like, because he didn't have to introduce him to this world like this. He didn't have to introduce him to his farm and all of these things, right? It's a public mask that puts, it's not really putting, it's you're portraying a falsity out there, right?
なあ、おふくろ、本当か？もう生きるも死ぬも自由にならなくなっちまった。それでもまだ負けちゃいないってのか。
Shit, brother. Oh.
家族を奪われ、故郷も何もかも失った。
Right.
生きる意味すらわからなくなってた。
トルフィン、わしだ。
Brother. A brother.
してくれ。
Brother. Brother. So I'm like, my assumptions of him might have been wrong at this point, but also.
いい主人に飼われて真面目に一生懸命使える。おとなしく飼われてりゃ食いっぱぐれることはね。そんな風に思い始めていた。
Right.
トルフィン。
Oh, dude.
ともかくそれが俺とトルフィンの
Oh, dude. Thorfinn looks so different. Thorfinn looks like my man has changed, but also his eyes. His eyes, man. That is literally the face of someone that has seen some shit. That is the face of someone that is maybe trying to... Tornfinn, literally fucking torn, brother.
ともかくそれが俺とトルフィンの出会いだった。
Wow. But through this, I guess it brings up a lot of questions, which is Number one, hope and hope can really come through, right? Like even in learned hopelessness, hope can shine through from time to time if a big change happens. I think that Thorfinn represents a big change for a lot of people. And I think even the aspect of using farming as a form of healing and our environment to heal, that is fucking beautiful. This show is phenomenal. This show's absolutely fucking phenomenal. This first episode, like, I had goosebumps. I fucking cried. I've laughed. I like think about it. Like, this first episode has taken us in a fucking wild journey of like mind blowing us with the opening, crying because of what was going on, like laughing with some of the dumb stuff that was happening, talking about culture, and like leading us in to literally feel the hopelessness that Einar was feeling, that Peinar was feeling throughout the entirety of it. Huge shit. Like, I'm blown away. Color me impressed, color me blown away by how this introduction, how this was set up. I'm falling in love with Vinland Saga. Like, this first episode blew it out of the water. Was amazing. Was amazing. Hold on. Ending time. Ooh, someone send me the lyrics, please. Thank you, FBI. No. Wow. I'm fucking tearing up. Oh, dude. Oh, why? I'm over here fucking. Oh, dude, that's so good. That is so good. What the fuck, dude? Vinland Saga breaks me down twice. What the fuck? We're one episode in, I know, but I think you really need to watch season one to like appreciate this episode. Like, appreciate, like, oh my god, dude, it's like a combination of everything. I think, like, seeing where Thorfinn is now, seeing like the journey as to what's come through, and bromance is a real thing. Holy shit, dude! I'm fucking. I was that was rough. Time and time again, my hopes are gone. It's like a never-ending marathon. I hear voices every night of the loved ones left behind that I love. I'm trying to find the place where I belong. Until I do, I guess I'll carry on. Trapped in every sacrifice, feel like I'm gonna lose my mind. No freedom without love, without love, without love. I played the game of life and had a ball. Crazy of me to think I had it all. And I kept on holding on to that power and lost my freedom. I guess I had to learn that there is no freedom without love. Bro. And this is just a TV version. There's a full version of it. Oh, okay. Let's look at the full version. We'll look at the full version after we analyze this. Hold on. Time and time again, my hopes are gone. It's like a never-ending marathon. I do wonder about this. How much of like, and we talked about this earlier. like the weights of their past. I guess for both Paynar and Thorfinn. Does it impact them? Does it hold them back? How much of that like really holds them down and makes them feel and see certain aspects that maybe they weren't ready to? Maybe they weren't comfortable acknowledging aspects of their past, and maybe they do hear voices. Maybe they are going through trauma and different elements in there. I'm trying to find the place where I belong. Until I do, I guess I'll carry on. Trapped in every sacrifice, feels like I'm gonna lose my mind. No freedom without love. I mean, and I guess this is a very human-like condition, trying to find where we belong, and just keep on fighting for that. And I guess for Thorfinn does he feel like he belongs, or is he just going through the wave? Is he just fighting every day to try and feel like it's okay? I played the game of life and had a ball. Crazy of me to think I had it all. Kept holding on to the power and lost my freedom. Yeah, I guess I had to learn there is no freedom without love. Play the game. Think I had it all, but it doesn't matter anymore. And I kept holding on to the power and lost my freedom. I had to leave my comfort to explore. And if the gods sail with me through the storms, I'll be brave in every fight. And I'm prepared to lose my life for what I want. Spoiled by all the riches I have won, while my searches to find the perfect home just goes on and on. I get lonely every night. My greatest enemy is time. No freedom without love. No. I played the game. Wow. So even through this, I do wonder of this, right? Which is Thorfinn comfortable just losing his life, just ending his life right there and then? He doesn't care. He'll do like. I wonder if Thorfinn is maybe a little hopeless, where maybe he'll like people will punch him, slap him, do whatever, and he'll just stand and take it all. Because at this point in time, it's a shell of himself where he's trying to find the aspects of who he truly is. Maybe this is a journey for himself in finding his own growth, finding his own impressions, finding his own ability to grow and manifest what he truly wants to be now that Askeladd is gone. And is this what it means for him to go ahead and keep holding on to that power that is lost? I wonder if we're going to see aspects of this in the future. Who have I become? Is my weakness being strong? Am I cursed to being alone? For this journey that I'm on, and through blood, sweat, and tears, my only fear, love is my destiny. Isn't it clear? And then it repeats itself. Wow. 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 Beautiful. Beautiful fucking shit, ladies and gentlemen. I'm blown away. I don't know what else to say. I'm blown away by this episode. This episode has just completely and utterly blown me away, because it showcased what a good first episode can do. It showcased that you don't really need like a bunch of tropes and gimmicks and whatnot to set this up. Also, Twitch, I'm not going to TwitchCon this year. I know I could go in as a partner and go to the partner celebration, but I can't. I don't have the funds or the time. But this hurt, dude. This hurt. The visuals were on point. The lyrics are amazing. I cried quite a bit, dude. I legitimately felt like these tears, like, oof, man. It carried a lot of weight. It carried a lot of weight. Guys, I appreciate you for joining us for this episode of Vinland Saga, episode number 1. If you guys liked some of the discussions and topics and conversations, come and join us. We will be doing this every Friday. We'll be doing this every Friday, ladies and gentlemen. So come and join us as we explore both Vinland Saga and Summertime Rendering. I love you guys. I really, really do. There's an ad coming soon, so we're going to take a quick little ad, and then we're coming right back, and we're talking just for a little bit, ladies and gentlemen. So a quick little break, and then we're coming right back. Appreciate y'all.